Happy Tuesday, everyone. The red light is on. We are live, El Dawson. It's not like you haven't been live earlier today. Great interview with our guy, Sean O'Connell, the voice of the PFL. You and Jonathan Ramakan killed it. But,
it was awesome.
What Absolutely. A day to be alive. What a day.
It was a blast. Sean was awesome. Jonathan did great. We had a super fun time chatting with Sean. He is a top fighter in my book. He has always been an icon of my personal MMA world. So, damn, Dave got a haircut. That's the number one message of the day.
Yeah, I'll click that. Yeah, it's great hair, but the haircut looks great. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it, man. I've got more calls or texts about this. I can do press conferences in Las Vegas and some of the biggest events ever. No one, whatever. It's like a normal day in Dave's life. I get a haircut. And it's a big thing, but
the hair is you though, so it's different. It's very different.
You look 20 again. Thanks, man. Yeah. No, everyone's like, dude, I didn't lose a bet. I just I went for it. It's about to be summer. Just wanted something new, and I actually do like it. I really do. It's growing on me immensely. So
maybe it'll stick around longer than you thought.
No. One deal. Yeah. I will. I have the best hairstylist in the world. She's amazing. Shout out Brittany James. And she's already got like a game plan. She's like, hey, 3 weeks, we're going to do this. 7 weeks, this. 10 weeks, you're back to normal. So
you won't look crazy. Well,
yeah. We have game plans. I got a game. We're following the Justin Timberlake, wavelength. So we're good. I know. Dean Tool FaceTime me. Okay. I know. It was a whole thing. It was like
Dean didn't like it.
He did not like it. He is not a fan. He's like, we have a show April 18th. I'm like, oh, yeah, Dean. Yep. About you, brother.
Yep. It'll be short.
But that'll be fine. It'll be fine. April 18th. All right, guys, let's get into a packed show. Hey, we have some cancellations once in a while. That happens in life. People are busy. So I always say, I really do. Anyone that comes on, gives up their time, appreciate it immensely. So this first hour is the El Dawson Dave Van Alken show, and I think that's what you guys love the most anyway. So we'll have a ton of fun, some games. Sean Brady's number one in the welterweight rankings. UFC Mexico City. Brandon Moreno is one of the great, flyweights in the history of the sport. So he's fighting. Joe Pfeiffer, we talked to him a couple weeks ago. He's a big name on the card. Coach Mike, shout out. I know, man. I like it. So a lot of crazy stuff coming up, but I got a box of cards. I have another game with Elle, so we'll have a fun time. Anything on the top of your mind right now, Elle, in this combat sports world?
Man, we got into a lot on the post-fight show on Saturday, and then the Sunday morning brew. We just, we talked about Sean Brady being just the man of the hour, and yeah. I think that's still it's still very pertinent. I actually have not hopped over to the rankings to see where they've placed him. So I'm
number one.
He is number one. Okay, I was wondering if they were going to put him above.
I love that.
I do too.
Sometimes I dislike. He didn't just beat Leon Edwards. He smashed Leon Edwards. It was a dominating performance. I dislike when they don't use that performance as the jet fuel. He's the number one welterweight. Hey, Shavkat might be next for the championship. Sean Brady should be number one. I love when they do that.
And maybe this is because Shavkat's out and Brady is number one. Maybe they're going to use that ranking spot to play some title shot musical chairs, and then you have Islam thrown into that mix as well, supposedly. So it makes things very interesting. It's one of the first times in a while we've had 3, maybe even 4 contenders for the welterweight belt at the same time.
Imagine if Jack Della Maddalena wins.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Be wild.
Would be wild.
I like you said earlier, I don't think Bilal would get an immediate rematch in that case. So I think that makes it even more interesting.
If Bilal loses, I think they'll trade him to the PFL for a bag of Skittles. Okay, I think they would just. I hate it. We are big Bilal fans. Me and you, El, we're tied. We love Bilal Muhammad. This is a true story. I walked into my barber. I texted this to my buddy Grant. I go, "Hey, can I get the Dawson, please?" She's like, "Huh?" Like, that joke would have nailed in Coconut Creek. Would have nailed. All right. Kevin Holland with a big dub. Guys, yeah. Kevin Holland's a welterweight. This man should never fight a middleweight. He's too small, El. Too small.
And he just he's so frustrating to fight at welterweight. I don't think, obviously, I don't think he necessarily won in super dominating fashion because you saw him almost get finished. You saw, Gunnar Nelson do what I think a lot of people expected Gunnar Nelson to do, which was get on top of him. But he's just so hard to do anything with if you can get him down because of the length and the stalling and just how wound up he is. He's so explosive and he can pop back up to his feet at any moment. So you have to work super hard to keep him down. And I do think Gunnar Nelson probably could have pulled the trigger a little bit more. We saw him like ground and pound from his feet and actually land some really good shots. I think if he had started to do that a little bit earlier, maybe the fight would have gone differently because he definitely was really close to finishing Kevin Holland. I think the cage just saved Kevin there. Gunnar was just too close to the cage to get his space for the arm triangle. But I didn't expect him to be able to deal with Gunnar Nelson's wrestling this effectively. And I'm interested to see what, I've never really thought of Holland as a title contender at any weight class.
Never.
And I still don't know that I'm there at welterweight, but it starts to make things interesting after.
I got the Kevin Holland matchup. You ready? Are you ready?
Ready.
It's so, after I say it, you're like, oh, wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Makes sense. They fought on the same card. This guy was a champion, coming off of losses, wants to stand and bang. So does Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland versus Leon Edwards. Easy. Done.
You can't, Kevin Holland's not even in the rankings, though.
Steve Erceg fought for the championship at 9.
He's at least ranked. You can't have the number in a division as deep as welterweight. You can't have the number 3 guy fighting outside the rankings. You at least have to give Kevin Holland somebody to get him into the rankings. And that's the problem is if we look at 11 through 15, maybe give him Luque.
That's actually a fun fight.
Luque's number 14. I think it's probably the most.
That's a good one too, Sean Stern. That's a good one too.
Both of those are really tough fights for Holland, though, in my opinion.
Tough.
I don't know. I could see him beating Jeff Neal just because I think Neal probably won't wrestle, and I think he's not quite as active as Holland on the feet. I could see that happening. I think Prates is a really tough fight for
Ian Gary smashes Leon Edwards. Makes Leon Edwards
off the show right now. I will leave the show. No, I'm just kidding.
We need you, Al. We need you.
Clearly.
We got another 52 minutes. Okay.
I think Ian Gary and Leon actually does make a lot of sense.
They do. Who's the betting favorite in that fight?
Who's the betting favorite? Probably Gary. Especially after Leon has just kind of seemed a little flat his last two. And I would pick Gary to win, I think, by a pretty close, boring fight, in my opinion.
Real quick, I know we're on the Holland thing. I wanted to rewind because this comment was up here, and I wanted to kind of jump on this real quick. The one thing, and I don't know, Elle, how you feel about it. We've never really talked about this. I always, in a fight, both men walk into this cage trying to really hurt the other man, win a fight, make more money, get more chicks, get more sponsorships, win a championship. It's so important to win. I'm never negative on the loser. I'm more positive on the winner. Guys, Sean Brady really beat up Leon. It's not like Leon didn't care. He was Sean Brady just sniffed him out, just took his will. Sean Brady did that to Leon, not Leon.
100% agree.
Okay, thank you.
And I think you have to look at the moments where Leon was on the feet, especially in round 2. He looked good. He didn't look bad. Yes, thank you, Sean. Stop saying thinks everybody smashes everybody.
I won't say it for the rest of the show.
Okay, thank you. Won't. You can say it in past tense. Did Sean Brady smash Leon Edwards? Yes, we know because we already saw it.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, I feel like Leon still looked good. He still looked sharp. People did the exact same thing to Izzy when he fought Imavov. Izzy didn't look bad when he fought Imavov.
He won the first round.
Great. Obviously, this was a much more dominant performance up until the finish, I think, for Sean Brady, obviously. But Dave is ready for his 2-3 years in Dagestan.
One-time deal, guys. I did it.
What was that? But
this isn't wrestling?
I feel like Leon looked good in moments on the feet. Yes, we can say, sorry. We can Yeah, you can say smash if
Okay.
Grant's about to fight. Grant's gonna smash people. But it's a fact of the matter. I agree with SG here. He looked bad because bad, quote unquote, because Sean Brady was pressing him.
Yeah.
Leon Edwards does not fight well off his back foot. That was not a decision that he made to fight off his back foot. That was a decision that Sean Brady made to push him and make him fight off of his back foot.
You're such a football fan, El. The Chiefs they didn't play like they didn't want to win the Super Bowl. The Eagles just beat them so good. The Eagles had a great day, and when you get momentum and you get a lead, it snowballs. And the Eagles smashed Kansas City Chiefs. They did it. All right. So it happens.
It definitely happens. But you can't
we all have bad days. We all do.
Leon is 14-4 in the UFC. He hasn't lost, other than Bilal and Sean Brady. He has not lost since 2015.
That's insane.
And you're telling me everybody in the top 10 smashes him? No way.
Top 10's good.
There's definitely plenty of close fights there for Leon. Even if some of these young contenders do beat Leon, which I absolutely think they can, that doesn't mean they're all going to be absolute blowouts, What?
Nothing. I was waiting.
It's in the mail, Sean. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not the postman. It's been in the mail.
I know.
I'm sorry. Also, if you send Fighters fan mail, guys, make sure you send a return envelope. It's good to do. Send a return envelope, stick a stamp on it, so we aren't trying to read your writing to figure out if we have the address right. We call it casual recency bias.
Yeah,
if you lose your trash. Yeah, this sport is so fickle, guys. It's so fickle.
People like winners. Bilal hasn't lost in 9 years. Guys, people think he's no good.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Even the winners people don't like.
I think somebody was asking what I meant by Leon looking flat. It was more a decision by Bilal and Sean Brady to press Leon onto his back foot. Leon has great footwork, great range control, makes phenomenal reads, has really clean striking. He wasn't able to utilize either of those things against Bilal and Sean Brady because they were constantly in his face, pressing him and keeping him on his back foot. So it wasn't, I don't think it's a him looking bad thing. I think it's the style of fight. I think if you put him in front of another long rangy kickboxer that's going to take their time and make reads and feel out the fight, I think we see a much better Leon Edwards. I really do.
For sure. Real quick shout out or statement. I don't even know what I'm trying to get at here. Finally Cain Velasquez yesterday was sentenced. I'm not going to go through the whole story because
everybody should know by now.
Yeah, it was one of those things. But he got sentenced for 5 years in jail or prison. I'm not exactly sure. Same thing, right? Just sad. I say this all the time. There's nothing more important in my whole life than me being a dad. And if someone, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'll do what Cain Velasquez did, but I don't know what I wouldn't do. So it's just a crazy scenario situation. Just wanted to say that, like I said, I don't have an ending to this statement that I'm talking about, but just want to throw it out there. 5 years. Hopefully there's some less time of, his good behavior or something. I think no one's going to try to wrestle him in jail, if you know what I mean. I think Cain will be able to take care of himself.
I think Cain will be okay in prison for sure. But, you can't do vigilante justice, guys. I understand how horrible the situation was, but there's a reason why, you never know who could also get hit if it happens. So, to be clear, he shot at somebody. He didn't actually hit anybody, but still, it was a mistake, and I hopefully we'll see Cain back as a free man in much sooner than 5 years. Hopefully.
I'm surprised Dave isn't saying a little bit. No, I'm really high on Volk in this fight. So to me, two totally different things. Like Volkanovski got knocked out by the pound for pound number 2 and the pound for pound number 1, number 3. What do you like? I think those are two totally different things. And Sean Brady's
he did get hit. Okay. Well, yeah.
Sean Brady's really good and Bilal is great, but they're not to me Ilya and Islam. I think we're two different scenarios. Also, my thing on Diego Lopez, and I could be dead wrong. He could be the champ. I could be wrong. We've seen Leon Edwards win a championship, defend his championship, not once but twice. We've seen him beat the best guys. Like, I've seen the highest high of Leon Edwards. I think one time he was ranked number 3 or 4 in the whole world, pound for pound. I've never seen Diego Lopez do it. He fought a top 5 guy in Mosarv Evolve and lost. Like, that's his top 5 fight. Like, I've never seen him win a top 5 fight. Like, there you go. So Diego could win, and I would be like, wow, I'm shocked a little bit. I just never seen Diego Lopez has never done what Leon Edwards has done.
Diego Lopez hasn't even won a top 10 fight.
Well, Ortega.
Brian Ortega. Forgot about Brian Ortega. I was like looking, and I was like, Dan Ike's not this high in the rankings.
How did I mess that up?
Evloev.
Say it again.
Evloev.
Evloev.
Evloev. It's
Evloev. Lozarv.
It's close enough. SG's letting you have it in the crown.
I know. Hey, SG, respect. Guys, a ton of content. Sean O'Connell interview just dropped. Jonathan Ramakan, great interview. Ryan Gerald, there's some great interviews. 3 fighters on UFC Mexico City this week. One is dropping tomorrow morning. Maybe one half of the main event dropping tomorrow night, 8 p.m. sharp, live on the Fight Bananas YouTube channels and Facebook. Hint, it's not Brandon Moreno. So there you go. Better than chill. Dude, SG, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Message me your mailing address. We'll mail you a card. Okay? I like it.
Dave, you speak so much better than Tito Ortiz. I just want you to know that.
Dude, oh my goodness. Wow.
The hair's not in the way. You can see your muscles now.
I know, dude. I like this. Dang. Looking big. All right. Are you ready for the first game, Miss L. Dawson?
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. So I love this. I check out so much MMA content, visual, audio, on sites, through socials, and I saw something, and it was like a fun little thing. I'm like, oh, I'm taking that. I'm not even going to try to say I did it. I saw it somewhere else, so I'm doing it. I'm going to put up a picture. And L. Dawson, you have to take 3 of these all-time great UFC champions off the list. You just have to say they don't belong in this amazing list. And here's the list right here. Here's the poster. Khabib Nurmagomedov, George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva, John Jones, Stipe Miocic, Alexander Volkanovski, Dominic Cruz, Mighty Mouse Demetrius Johnson, the greatest female fighter of all time, Amanda Nunes, and Valentina Shevchenko. 3 of these names, L, you just have to say they don't belong with the upper echelon. What 3 are they?
I have to take 3.
And I have my 3.
I'm going to preface this with, sorry, what were you going to say?
I have my 3 already done.
Okay. GSP, personally, for me, was never like a favorite fighter of mine and continues to not be. But I know that he's so iconic. I can't remove him from the list.
Okay.
I think it has to be just based off of recent performances too. It probably needs to be Stipe, Valentina, and Dominic Cruz. Are those your same 3?
The same 3! Oh my goodness. So I saw this. Everyone had Stipe move into the next round. I'm like, guys, for one, those first 4.
Love the guy. But
yeah, dude, Khabib, GSP, Anderson, and John, if someone said that is the Mount Rushmore of mixed martial arts, to be like, Okay. Like there's not a lot of arguments there. Whatever. Those 4 have to move on. Amanda, to me, has to move on. She is the greatest female fighter in the history of our sport. She's on. Demetrius Johnson has to move on. The greatest low-weight fighter to me ever.
And
I think he's greater than any
title
bantamweight.
defenses. Most title defenses of any weight
has to move on. So now there's 3 out of 4. And the more and more I thought about it, what Alexander Volkanovski did in the featherweight division, one of the best divisions we ever seen, and now he's still in the mix. Like, Dominic was hurt too much. Valentina, great run, couple losses in there, let's just be honest. Volkanovski lost to Islam and Ilya. Valentina lost to Alexa Grasso. I'm telling you, that loss is going to look a lot worse in 2 years, okay? I'm just throwing it out there. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. And Stipe, he's an all-time heavyweight, but he doesn't belong in this list.
I agree. Yeah, wow. I agree. I think that's the easiest 3. I gotta be honest, as a fan, I'd rather keep Dominic Cruz than GSP.
What?
I was never. He was elite. I said as a fan, like, which fighter do I like watching more?
Oh yeah, that's different.
I'd rather keep Dominic Cruz over GSP. But I know there's always a lot of Khabib hate on these posts. Yes, sure, he retired earlier. He didn't have as many title defenses, but he retired completely undefeated. Nobody touched him, and he beat 2 guys that people are saying are going to be the last supposedly the last legendary lightweights. Like, the way he beat Dustin, the way he beat Justin Gaethje, like, you gotta give the man his flowers. And I think he beats the fighters of old as well.
All right. Very, very well said, El. Very well said. I wasn't going to click this comment, but I got to. The announcer from Dirty Boxing Championship posted on social media that Dirty Boxing Championship is the most violent show on earth, stealing Game Bread Bare Knuckles tagline. All right. Guys, I watched the show. Okay. I'm a MMA mixed martial artist fan. I create content for a living on combat sports. I watched it. All right. There's its own lanes. It wasn't my cup of tea. I saw a 50-year-old Andre Arlovsky fight a guy who was 2-7 in his 2-7 MMA record. It's just not my cup of tea, guys. If you want to see a one level, just go on the street. It's just not my cup of tea. But now, if you're going to steal the tagline of the company that signs my checks, that's below the belt, Al. That's below the belt.
Yeah, Game Bread definitely trademarks that. It's been on their merch for years.
That's crazy. Below the belt. There's a lot of stuff I like from it. I thought it looked awesome. Their ring was super cool.
The ring was really cool. Dude, I like the rule set. I think it's good.
Can I disagree with that for a second?
Yeah.
The rule set, I don't mind, but hear me out, and I think this makes sense. You can't get below average mixed martial artists and then ask them to box.
I do agree with that. I like the rule set with maybe some higher level fighters.
Imagine Izzy Adesanya in that rule set. Hello.
Yeah, that would be sick. And it's like, that's the one thing that, like, I gotta give one.
In it.
There, it's a great podcast name. I have to give one some flowers here. Like, I don't like how they run everything, but something I've loved is that they were able to bring high-level mixed martial artists from different disciplines, all putting on really good fights. Like, their submission, even though I don't like watching jiu-jitsu in the middle of an MMA card, like, nothing kills the mood from watching fights like jiu-jitsu. But the fact that they had some super high-level grapplers, and then they had insanely high-level kickboxers doing their little gloves Muay Thai, they really did a beautiful job of that. that I don't think a lot of other organizations have been able to do. Like besides Gamebred has some really awesome homegrown talent in addition to their older household names.
Right.
Other than Gamebred, a lot of these other shows, that is kind of what they've done, is just taking less qualified fighters or older retired household names and putting on fights with new rule sets with them. And I think that's why the quality of fights are just not as high, you know?
And here's my thing. And I heard, I think it was John Anik said this comment. And I know they're from the same management group. And that's the other thing too.
Thanks, SG. Exactly. Imagine going from a wheel kick KO to two guys pulling cards. Sorry, Dave.
No, it's all good. Like, and I know they're from the same management group, but literally Yoel Romero fought as the heavyweight. Andrei Arlovsky fought last weekend as a heavyweight. That's a cool main event. Like, Lace, that's something. Like, that's wow, Yoel Romero versus Andrei Arlovsky.
That's where they're headed. That would be cool.
It's like, but they fought a guy's combined record was like 6-20. It's like, what are we watching? Like, I know the answer.
Right. There's no question of, and that's a fight where you can say, oh, so-and-so is going to smash so-and-so, you know?
I don't like when people say smash anymore. Okay. I'm over it. I'm over it. I got another fun game for you. Oh, I'm charging my phone. Dude, can we talk UFC Mexico a little bit and kind of we'll break it, down later. Brandon Moreno is Moreno. Yeah. Brandon Moreno. Am I off kilter? He is in the top 3 greatest UFC flyweights of all time. Yeah. Mighty Mouse Pantoja Moreno.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I think so too. Like I love him and I love watching him. I think he's really fun. His fights are always exciting, win or lose. Here's the other thing. He started really slow in and out of the UFC too a little bit, but ever since this last kick, guys, he only lost to Pantoja via a split decision and a Figueiredo like in a decision. Guys, like those are great losses. Yeah. I think he beat Steve Usyk pretty soundly Saturday night. Pretty soundly.
I'm with you. Not just those losses, but also the way he beat Albazi.
Good point.
Who has been just kind of like chipping away through a lot of these contenders in that division. He just looked leagues ahead of Albazi in their fight.
Good point, Andrew. C-Rod. Keep going. I'm sorry, y'all. Keep going.
No. Manuel Torres versus Drew Dober. Oh, that's such a good fight.
Take my money.
Guys, that is going to be such a freaking banger.
Minus 210, Sean Sterling. Minus 210.
Wow.
I think he should be minus 350.
I understand the appeal of Steve Usyk, though, because not a lot of flyweights have knockout power. And he has had a couple. So
is Moreno getting knocked out though?
I don't think so. I don't think he can be knocked out. I literally don't think it's possible.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
How does Usyk win the fight? I don't know.
It would have to be. Then that's the thing. It's like, is he going to outstrike him? And he absolutely can't. How crazy is it that Steve Usyk is as good as he is, and he's 3-2 in the UFC? That's wild. That's just nuts. That's his UFC record, guys. But with Brandon Moreno can wrestle, and it's an awkward style of wrestling, and it's this insane cardio push. The reason why that fight between Brandon Moreno and Pantoja was so much fun was because Brandon Moreno never stopped. There was no time for Pantoja. I'm not calling Pantoja boring by any means, but there was literally no moment where Pantoja got to rest in the fight. And we've seen him, he has great control when he gets people down, and he can take his time when he gets people down. That didn't happen with Brandon Moreno. It was a constant scramble. He couldn't always hold him down. Brandon Moreno was working up constantly, hitting switches, counter wrestling, always throwing volume. I think you almost have to be able to grapple like Pantoja to beat a Brandon Moreno. I
agree.
I think Brandon Moreno, I I don't want to take anything away from Royval because I think Royval is an absolutely phenomenal fighter. And we love him at Fight Bananas as well. But I feel like that fight, Brandon Moreno had just been way too active before that. Like, I think he was burnt out, is what I saw. And I
he
think
took a ton of time off, and I thought that was great for him.
100%. We saw how good he looked taking from February all the way to November off, which is not necessarily typical for him. He was a pretty active champion, and I think that's why he was such a fan favorite as well. You know, dude fought 3 times in 2020, twice in 2021. Like,
I got to make this post here.
Oh yeah, Blanchfield and Barber.
You want my take on this fight?
Please. I mean, they're 3 and 4. I understand, like, you're like, oh, but they are number 3 and number 4. So it kind of makes sense, you know?
Blanchfield smashes Macy Barber. Smashes.
I hate you so much. I shouldn't have even asked. I should have known.
Yeah.
And this is also probably true too. Sorry, I want to pull this up and then we could talk Blanchfield, Macy Barber. But maybe, like, they did kind of rush him. And Steve Erceg, like, he's a really talented fighter, and I think maybe the issue is he's not old either. He's 29. Like, yes, he's entering the beginning of his prime, but like these flyweights, some of them are still looking really, really good at 33 to 35, you know? So maybe they did kind of rush Steve Erceg here. And like jumping from, he made his debut against David Dvorak. Amazing performance. Short notice, fought a ranked guy, killed it. Then he fought Alessandro Costa. I'm freezing. No.
Ow.
Like that. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll just keep talking until my face.
There you go.
There we go. Okay. And then beat Matt Schnell, who was kind of on his way out, I think, at the time. And then they immediately jumped him to Pantoja. The issue, too, is he had a close-ish fight with Pantoja. Like, a lot of people had him winning rounds in that fight. So it's, where do you go from there? If you get that title shot too soon, and you had the face. Right. I know, that was great. If you get that title shot too soon and you have a good performance, even if you don't win, it's hard for them to put you all the way back down at like number 10, even if that's where you should be, so you can work your way back up. And then losing to Kai Kara France, and then he goes right back into another top contender. This division is getting so tough because it's the way it is in the UFC. Like, we're even seeing these new flyweights like Kavanaugh, like Andre Lima, like such good fighters. I feel like this division, it's either you're not good enough to be in the UFC or you're a killer. So it's like, if you're in the top 8 of the flyweight division right now, it's starting to look pretty competitive. Yeah. So what do you do with Steve Erceg if he loses to Brandon Moreno?
Like,
honestly, that might be the best matchup for him that that doesn't feel like he's fighting backwards, even though he is, because Kai Asakura is ranked number 14. But like, that might make the most sense, where it's like, let this younger-ish talented guy build himself back up a little bit before he has to go right back in and fight these top 5 fighters, you know?
Yeah.
Barber and Aaron have beef. I actually didn't know that.
Aaron
please
tell
us more about the beef.
Yeah. Gabriella, get us the deets. Spill the tea, Gabriella. Come on. Hey, maybe.
I'm not knocking any of these losses for Erceg. I'm just wondering, maybe he was pushed a little too early. I think Kopp is a tough fight for him. Erceg is long and rangy and fast. Kopp is long and rangy and fast and so hard to fight.
You want to hear something?
I would love to.
Okay.
Does Kopp smash Erceg, Dave?
Manel Kape, I think, is one of the most overrated fighters in the last 5 years. They keep on telling.
Finish your rant.
They're like, he is supposed to be this title challenger and this champion for multiple years. In some of the big fights, I feel like he's lost. He has missed weight. I've just never seen it. And even this last fight, like, that main event, because the Royval got hurt, I totally understand. Short notice, they kept him as the main event. Yeah, like that fight was for him to win significantly, like to show something. And honestly, if I don't get the eye poke, I never saw him like levels above Turmov.
He didn't fight Turmov.
Who did he fight in that main event?
Almabayev. I think you're very underrating Almabayev here. I do not think. I was just saying, I do not think this was Manel Kape's fight to win. I think a lot of people thought Almabayev would be incredibly tough.
Oh, wait.
He was very highly, like, I know he was the replacement for this fight, but like, I think Almabayev was definitely touted as a contender, you know?
Manel Kape was he was a -2,300 bet in favor. Like he was supposed to win that.
He should have been, clearly. I'm just saying, I feel like Almabayev was still alive before we saw the fight. Obviously, I think Almabayev was still a live dog.
Yeah, no, I agree, because especially me, because I'm not sold on Kape. I just think he's overrated. I think the UFC is trying to make him something that he's not.
I think the issue you have is that he's not exciting, and I don't disagree with that. But he is really good, and he is really hard to fight well. He really is. You have to be a Mikhailov to fight, or a Pantoja to fight a guy like Kape, because there's a lot of danger. He is super long, and he fights long, but he fights low. So he's hard to wrestle. He's powerful. There's a lot of danger. I know he pokes some eyes. That happens, but like everybody looked bad in that fight. Okay. The fans lost that fight. That was a bad fight. Kape has had some boring performances, but I do think he's really difficult to fight. I think he can beat a lot of these guys because his style is just so hard to deal with.
Yeah. Oh, I just sent you a picture. If you can upload it to the yard, I'm going to put it up for us so you can kind of see the next thing. And then while you're doing that, do you have any inside information or breaking news on Dakota Ditcheva being in UFC London and talking with the UFC brass?
I mean, I can tell you what she told me. There were
you guys talked. Wait, you guys talked?
We talked.
Whoa! Breaking. Wait.
Clueless as I am.
Wait. Breaking news, everyone!
Breaking news.
Take that down for a second. Breaking news: Elle Dawson has inside information on Dakota Ditcheva. What's going on?
It's exactly what I told you guys before. Nothing's happened, guys. Like, calm down. Literally, nothing happened. She didn't.
I made the logo. Breaking news.
To the UFC fights with her, like, because she lives in London. Oh, okay. That is all that happened. There were no meetings. She didn't meet with anybody. The UFC didn't sign Dakota, guys. Calm the fuck down. Excuse my French. I was like, what are you doing?
We need a breaking news alarm.
Exactly what I just told you guys.
We need a breaking news alarm.
Into this too much. Leave the poor girl alone. Let her enjoy her vacation. She just wanted to take her brothers to the fights.
Can I ask you some personal inside questions about your relationship with your amazing husband, Grant Dawson?
How inside?
What? How did you guys? Who reached out to who first? Did you how did the relationship start?
Technically, I added him on Snapchat and just didn't say anything, so he sent me the first message. But
so messages are started.
Thank you, SG. Dakota goes to UFC event for fun.
Messages start.
Poor girl, my poor friend. She's never gonna talk to me again because every time I'm here, I have to tell you guys what we talked about yesterday.
I really don't want you telling what we talked about, but Dakota, dude, me and Dakota are like this.
We're not give me any news. I'm sorry, guys.
All right.
The fights because she was home and she likes fights, guys.
Maybe she wanted the UFC to see her right behind Patty Pimblett. That's a great seat right behind Patty Pimblett. She'll be on TV.
I'm sure she chose where to sit. I'm sure that.
Breaking news!
I'm being
Breaking news!
sarcastic.
Dakota Ditcheva picks where she's. All right,
I think I'm retired from Fight Bananas
I am off the rafters,
after this week with
dude. Dakota Ditcheva is the best, dude. Hey, is she a top 3 female fighter alive today?
Yeah. 100%.
I think so too.
I think she's gonna go down as one of the biggest stars in history. I think
Kayla,
very few.
Dakota Ditcheva, Gillian Robertson.
We just throw Weili Zhang out. Tell her to get out of here. Yeah, she's friends with a lot of the UK fighters. She knew. Oh my god, I hate you guys.
SG, take a picture.
Dave, you better chill. People are gonna start trying to quote us. They're only gonna watch that one part of the show and think we're serious. No, she's friends with a lot of the people that were on that card. Like, she knows a lot of the UK fighters. She's trained with a lot of them, so it makes sense, guys. She's went to a fight.
So she's very friendly with a lot of people in the card. Huh.
Oh my
Seems
God.
like the UFC goes to London more than the PFL does.
Honestly.
Am I right, though?
No, we're just waiting for Belfast to happen. Turns out
you
UK
had a great question.
Is friends with other UK fighters.
SG, well played. Mail. Tell us your mail and address. We'll send you a card too. I think it's a different person. I said that earlier. L.
I think it's the same one.
Oh, sorry, SG. Sorry, I got a haircut today.
He lost some brain cells.
Yeah, with my hair.
He took some off.
Man, what was I gonna say about? Oh no, you had a great question to Sean O'Connell about the Belfast and why it wasn't Usman Nurmagomedov and Paul. That was awesome.
I gotta be honest. I understand why that's happening, and I think what he's saying is correct, that Usman is using his power to not fight in Belfast. But to be honest, I kind of hate that. I kind of hate that. I think if you're the champ, I think you can, if you're truly the champ, you don't have to fight in Saudi Arabia every time. Like, you can win the belt anywhere. And I think he knows how insanely close that fight was. And I think he knows that the next time they fight, there's a really good chance Paul Hughes beats him. Yeah. And Paul Hughes' chances might go down a little bit if they're in Saudi. Maybe, just the travel, the fan base. So I kind of hate that, to be honest. I kind of wish that fight was happening in Belfast. Like, Paul Hughes went to your turf once. You go to his turf once. Why not? Totally agree. All right, we're going to do that fun game. But real quick, I've been craving to open this box. Brand new 2025 Topps Finest. We're going to do this right now. L, Grant Dawson's like 98%. Okay. Do you want him instead? I can go grab him.
No, I thought I was going to give you the chance.
No, I was joking, but you seem like you would much prefer Grant. Unless
you're tired of my Dakota Ditcheva banter.
Well, she shouldn't be in the UFC card box, so we should be okay.
What happens if she signs a card and it's in this box? 1-of-1 Dakota Ditcheva. All right, here we go. All right. Crack it open. Let's do this. And then after that, we're going to play the UFC Mexico City game.
Okay.
1, 2. Oh, look how nice these cards. These are so good. We got Gillian Robertson coming on. Karate Combat World Champion coming on at 2:30. Shahzaib Rind. Ton of messages. Sorry, I've been doing a live show, people.
Yeah, I have a bunch too.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
How we do it, I will give you hints. We will try to find. Oh, my goodness. These cards are so cool. Oh.
All right. You guys, Dave gives the worst hints, just so you know. So just remember that for me. Poor Dakota.
I know.
Girl can't catch a break. She doesn't get any days off.
All right, this fighter's a bantamweight fighter in the UFC. He's usually 10 through 17, 18. To me, like, very fun to watch. Underrated fighter.
Ranked
long hair.
You said he's ranked 10 through 17?
Somewhere in there. Maybe like more of like a 12 through 18. Kind of always, like, I think he was in the rankings once or twice.
Long hair? Kyler Phillips? Hey, let's go.
Wow. These cards are so sick. This card is the ex-bantamweight world champion.
Dominic Cruz.
Not AX, the X.
Oh, TJ Dillashaw. Henry Cejudo. Aljamain Sterling.
No. L, you maybe have 5 X's in your life. You have 1 X, like the last X. Who was the last bantamweight world champion?
Oh, like the most recent, Sean O'Malley.
Okay.
I don't consider he was the bantamweight champion for like a day. I don't. I feel like you were like the X, like the guy that lost the belt is kind of how you were saying it, not like
These
the
cards
most
are so
recent.
cool. This man just recently changed his nickname.
Ilia Topuria.
The second best lightweight alive today.
If that's how you would introduce the card, I still would get Ilia Topuria.
All right. This card is of the best heavyweight fighter alive today.
John Jones. Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall.
Technically, he's not. See, I told you guys, Dave's hands suck.
You guys.
This guy's a
How
striker.
good is that card? How sick is that card?
He has lots of knockouts at heavyweight.
All right. Are you done with the cards? Are you done with it?
No.
You want to do another one?
I got this. Let's go.
All right. Anyone wants them, we'll give them away. Dave can put that with his Sugar Sean O'Malley doll. Oh yeah, right there.
You can put it up there.
Pack number 2. We're looking for a hot Dakota Ditch of a signed card. Oh my God. Grant would be mad. 2 female fighters. This one fought on UFC 300 for the championship.
UFC 300. Who fought on UFC 300 for the championship? Valentina? No. I can't. Can't remember. I'm blanking on that whole card. Give me like 2 seconds. Let me think. Who was on the card?
Fought Wei Li.
Was that Chao Nanyan? Okay. Hey, give me more than one hint.
This fighter is fighting in Montreal at UFC 315 in the co-main event against Valentina Shevchenko.
Oh, Manon Fiorot.
Can she win?
Yeah, absolutely. She's super hard to. She's another one that's hard to fight. Strong, good range control, good striking. Thank you so much, honey.
This fighter has fought in the featherweight. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Andrew, you made me laugh so hard my water went up my nose. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm dying.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that was so uncomfortable.
Amazon Prime is probably watching this with like, not an effing chance, Fight Bananas. Get out of here.
Oh my gosh. I'm
Quick
literally
play the
crying
breaking
now.
news sound effect.
I choked so hard.
Yeah, I need a breaking news sound effect.
Andrew, that was hilarious. I'm literally crying tears because I choked on my water. Okay.
The second greatest bantamweight fighter of all time.
Greatest bantamweight fighter of all time, Merab.
Second.
Greatest bantamweight fighter of all time.
Yeah.
Like he's ranked, or it's like a
historic.
concession.
Just retired from the sport.
Henry Cejudo. Dominic Cruz. See, your hands suck. Give me like these guys have so many stats.
Stats?
Who'd he lose to? Who'd he beat? Who dude had 3 ACL surgeries.
Okay. All right. Here's the stat. This man lost his championship without fighting.
Lost his championship without fighting. Ilia Topuria.
He defeated Dustin Poirier. This man defeated Justin Gaethje.
Khabib?
This man has lost to Islam Makhachev.
Oh. Lost his belt without.
This man has beat Beneil Dariush.
Charles Oliveira?
Says it's a rare one.
Ooh, that one actually looks really cool.
Yeah.
Charlie Olives. I love the nicknames fans give fighters.
Last pack. I want to save these other three for someone who.
See, those are facts. Sometimes you lead with like opinion. This is the second best bantamweight. It's like according to who?
Did you like my Charles Oliveira hint?
I did. That one made sense.
Oh, so I'm coachable.
I'm sorry. I'm letting Dave have it.
This fighter is a bantamweight. I believe he's a training partner at American Top Team, one of the greatest gyms in the world. This man fought and defeated Frankie Edgar at the Apex.
Pedro Munoz. See, look how much better I'm doing now.
Wow, another rare one. This man has never beaten a top 5 featherweight. This man has fought someone on 4 hours' notice.
Diego Lopez.
So sick. Dude, I got a good one right here. A super rare one. Wow. These are so sick. This man has lost to Marlon Chito Vera.
Sean O'Malley.
Look at that card.
That was actually really cool. It's got like the
Really
background.
cool.
I don't know what to call that.
This one, I think he just won a fight a week or two ago. He's a middleweight. I think he was an underdog and he just won. Never been ranked. Brazilian
middleweight. You said he fought last weekend or
like last week or a week before?
Week before, maybe.
Maybe on the Jarrett Cannonier card.
Brazilian middleweight was on the Cannonier card. The Jarrett Cannonier card.
SG, you can have any of these cards. Just message us on Facebook or Instagram. Mail us, tell us your mailing address, whatever ones you want, we'll send them to you. We give these all out to the fans.
Brazilian middleweight. How do you win? Give me some more stats. Pull up his record.
Jeez, a little.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be demanding. I was just giving ideas.
Is his nickname? I think his nickname's the Hulk. Yeah, his nickname's the Hulk. 13-2.
Bruno Ferreira.
Woo! Okay, Elle, you tell me. I got 3 packs up. We can continue this or switch.
This is fun. I'm down.
Dude, Grant
Let's
gets
do something else. Elle secretly Googling the roster. I wouldn't be able to do it that fast to find Bruno Ferreira, I promise.
Come on. Dude, I want a signed Grant Dawson card in here. He's done that, right? Recently?
Yeah, I think they also have, I don't know what they're in, if it's tops or what's the other one?
Yeah, these are tops.
What's the other one? The other big one?
Panini.
I know he did one with Panini where it's like pieces of his clothes are like embedded in the card.
No
which is
way.
Kind of creepy that people want his shorts because I'm pretty sure one of them they like kept his underwear. So like somewhere out there are trading cards with like pieces of Grant's underwear.
I love Grant Dawson. That is great.
Embedded in the card.
That is great. All right, someone
like clockwork.
Yeah. She comes right for the gross comments. One of the greatest hairs in all of the UFC. A future world champion. Canadian's finest. One of the best strikers I've ever seen. Someone who talks on a microphone better than any female in the UFC history. The one and the only, Gillian the Savage Robertson.
What about Grant's underwear?
That's all she heard.
You know the trading cards that have like a piece of fight worn like clothing embedded into them?
Yeah.
They did some of those for Grant, I'm pretty sure. And I know like one fight they like kept like his shorts and his underwear maybe. I can't remember. So I think somewhere out there, at least his shorts, there's like pieces of his shorts embedded in the cards, which is kind of cool, but also kind of creepy. at the
Yeah,
same time.
kind of weird still too.
G, have you ever done the sign-in for the cards?
No, I've never done the signing for them. Every time that you win a fight, they always take one piece of fight worn clothing for you to sign though. So every single fight I've ever had in the UFC that I've won, they've taken either my shorts, my jacket, or my shirt, anything that has my name on it, and they take it and I have to sign one piece of it.
How many? That's a lot of wins. How many wins in the UFC do you have, Jillian?
Oh, honestly, I don't even know my record, honestly.
Jesus.
I think
Yeah,
I have
let's Google it.
I think I have 12 or 13 wins in the UFC.
Dude, she has so many wins, she can't even count, guys.
Remember,
What a
guys.
savage.
All
Are you doing it now?
Robertson, yeah, I'm on it.
All right.
15-8 overall.
Woof.
UFC record 12 wins. 12 wins in the UFC.
Jeez, what a savage. What a savage. They all get sold. UFC collectibles.
That's one more than Grant.
Imagine open up a pack of cards and get a piece of someone's jockstrap. That is
I don't
disgusting.
think they do that, but that would be hilarious.
All right, LG. To start this show, everyone had a comment about it. We've been off air on it. This is it. This is your time. If you want to make fun of my hair, go for it. If you think it looks decent, you can say that too. What's your go-to?
We got to change the whole logo now. The whole Dave Van Auken logo. It's the hair. It's the signature. Come on. Like, what are we supposed to do?
Dude, a couple people are really upset about me. We're really upset about this. So
Dean's not happy.
He is not happy. He FaceTimed me right away. Like when you get a FaceTime by Dean, you know you're in trouble. So crazy.
Instantly too.
It was quick. It was quick. All right, couple more cards. I do want to get to Mexico City with you. Sean Brady just got ranked #1 in the welterweight division. We got Macy Barber versus Aaron Blanchfield. So we got a couple things, but we opened this pack when you were coming on. Oof, really good one. G has fought on the same card of this fighter, and you were kind of shy to go up to meet him. It was like your all-time favorite, one of your all-time favorites.
I already know. Max Holloway.
Look at that.
Has to be.
Yeah. Dude, that's why me and Grant are so good. We have like inside jokes. Grant's like, oh, Dave, this guy, this girl.
Yeah, see, but that's the thing. When you do it for me, you don't use like a story we have. You go, in my head, this is the #2 best bantamweight fighter of all.
You're not in my head?
Not in your head. You don't use our inside jokes. You use your opinionary statistics.
All right, 2 more. One is pretty bad. I don't think we're going to get, to be honest, and one I think we should get. This guy is a light heavyweight. I believe he's always ranked in between like 8 and 12. He had...
this is easy. Of course. I'm kidding.
Light heavyweight? Light heavyweight?
Yeah, light heavyweight. This guy beat Alexander Gustafsson on Blades versus Aspinall.
Who fought Gus?
Dude, look at SG.
Krylov, nice.
Would have never guessed.
Would not have got that. I would have needed way more statistics for that.
This heavyweight fought for a championship, was on a 2-fight losing streak, just won in maybe one of the most boring heavyweight fights of all time. Who is this guy who trains at American Top Team?
He does train at American Top Team, or used to.
Ooh, I thought he still did, but maybe he
You
used
said
to.
heavyweight?
Yeah.
Is it
Fought
Jan?
for a championship.
Oh, fought for a champion.
Pavlovich?
Oh.
He doesn't train
is
at
it-
ATT anymore.
He's gone?
No, I miss him a lot. He's a really funny guy, but he hasn't been at ATT for like 2, maybe even 3 camps now. It's been a while.
Oh, maybe that's why he's on a losing streak. Gee, my girls have been asking me every morning, every time they wake up, and they're so beautiful and their eyes are droggy from sleeping over. They ask me for a puppy every single morning.
And you haven't gotten one yet?
What's wrong with you? Do you need help picking one out? G and I will totally assist.
I have 4 kids. I keep telling them that. I was like, as soon as one of the boys move out.
Right now it's storming here, so
Oh.
they're not in a good place. They're both freaking out. My little one's on my lap, and then she's over here. I'm like, the second the thunder starts, they're both like, nope.
You have bad weather by you? Is it that close? Just
I can't see from my studio, but from Right here, it looks like the sun's shining by me.
Oh,
Must be raining in Miami.
Yeah, we
All
got
right.
some thunder and lightning over
We're pretty.
here.
Jill and I are actually pretty far apart. We're like over an hour, I'm pretty sure. So, and
Yeah,
Florida's
well,
weird.
probably about an hour.
Yeah, right about. I was like, Florida's weird like that. It'll be sunny in one spot, raining in the other. Let's see what my watch says.
If you
It won't load.
Yeah, Sean, I totally agree for sure. For sure. All right. Into UFC news. We'll talk about weather maybe later. Macy Barber versus Aaron Blanchfield. One thing I didn't know, G, maybe this is just someone in the comments. They're saying a couple of people were saying they have beef. Do you know anything about that? Them have a little squash?
No, I've not. Yeah, I guess I've never heard anything about them having,
Yeah.
I guess, public beef or anything.
I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Twitter.
I guess I don't. Yeah, I've never heard anything about it. Elle's looking like she's seeing something.
It was not hard to find.
Really? Whoa! Give us the tea.
This is the headline from MMA Junkie. Macy Barber fires back at Aaron Blanchfield for calling her pathetic, saying Aaron fought my leftovers. So I guess
I was gonna say they both seem like the type of girl who would want to talk to build up a fight, but like I don't think there's actual real beef there. You know, it's just like they have to fight each other.
I wouldn't disagree. I think people assume that Macy has like an attitude, but like I know her personally and she's actually a really, really sweet person.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like and I think I would think the same of Aaron Blanchfield. I think like, yeah, she's cold-blooded in the cage, but she seems like she's a genuinely nice person. So I'm kind of with you there, G. I think it's probably manufactured a little.
And it's like there is so much of it too for me. Like I genuinely don't like a person when I have to fight them. Like I like looking at their social media, like I'm like, ew. Like I don't want to I don't know, I'm not a fan of them when I have to fight them. So it's like I'm comfortable. Well, it's like I also believe that I'm going to win. So I'm comfortable talking like how I think the fight's going to play out, how like I am just confident in myself. And I think those two girls, I feel like they're very similar to me in that way of they just believe in themselves and they know that they have to fight each other and they just plan to show the other girl like what they're capable of. So I think it's more of a beef of like, no, I'm better than you. Like stop talking shit. I'm better than you, you know?
Yeah, because it's not like they're taking personal shots at each other. Like I think Tracy Cortez and Eileen Perez have pretty real beef. Like they seem to genuinely not like each other. It's a little more personal, right? Here it's just, yeah, like you said, and I get what you're saying too. It's like when you go look at like somebody, like an opponent's social media, it's like you're getting ready to come hurt me.
Yeah.
Like we're not cool right now. Like we can be cool later, but we're not cool right now, right?
Exactly. I'm like at that moment, like even like I remember like Michelle Watterson because I think she's the only opponent I've really had that I followed before we got the matchup. So I'm like, I'd be scrolling my Instagram and she would just come up and I'm like, I don't want to see that. And then after the fight, I'm like, honestly, like I'm a huge fan of her. I love her. I'm like, she's started trying to do the commentary stuff with the UFC as well. I'm like, I think that's a great place for her. I'm like a huge fan of her. But before the fight, anytime I saw her come up on my Instagram, I was like,
I don't think I've ever asked you this, G. Is there a fight that you think of right away that you're making that walk or the night before, the day of, you're like, oh, I feel 110%. Like it could be Valentina in her prime. Like I'm smashing. Like there's just, I'm dominating today. Is there an opponent that you remember that you're like, dude, there's no way that I can lose today?
And I guess in some weird way in my head, I feel like that almost makes me perform worse sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So like, I feel like in my last fight, I felt like I saw her as a much lesser opponent than me. I didn't see Luana as she didn't have a lot of ways to win the fight necessarily. And I feel like not having that, I guess, threat, that fear there of her makes me want, I guess it makes me almost fight safer in a way because I don't want to let her get anything off. I'm like, then it's like I'm overcompensating for like, I know she's not as good as me. I can't let anybody see that. Like, if she does get like one good shot in or does something. So my last fight, I fought way too safe because of that. I feel like where looking at this next fight coming up, I feel like she's a little bit more dangerous. Marina has a little bit more weapons that she can take you out with. She's a vet. She's been around. I have a little bit more respect for her in that realm. And I feel like that makes it so, I guess that little bit extra fear helps me perform better.
Oh, makes sense.
If you have a chance to get her out of there, you better get her out of there type of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I don't know, there's something about it, the nerves and the anxiousness keeps you on your toes a little bit. Like I was talking to my sports psychologist about it, and he's like, your body is getting you ready for these moments. And so like you have to be comfortable with the nerves, but it's like in a fight like my last one, I didn't feel like I had necessarily as many nerves. I'm like, I need more to get me ready. Like I need something to get me a little bit more nervous for this moment. And I feel like all my fights where I am a little bit nervous, but not obviously, I don't think I've ever been over nervous. It's either the perfect amount of nerves or I'm under nervous, which is my issue.
And with that being said, like we just to literally have you kind of lead into the show, like 12 UFC wins, you fought in Canada, you fought in different countries, you fought at the Apex, like you've done so many different things. You fought on ABC. It's like, is it with you doing so much? Have you ever gotten like less, kind of antsy or nervous or anxious for the moment? Or is it another day at the office? Does that make sense? Like, have you gotten a little bit more comfortable with hey, 3 times a year in the UFC, I'm going to be fighting and, I'm on a 3-fight win streak. Like, are you getting more comfortable doing that, I guess?
I guess I would say I'm more comfortable in the way of if I go back to say like my first amateur fight ever, I don't remember a single thing that happened in that fight when I walked out of the cage. It was literally like I walked in and I got my hand raised and I walked out and I was completely blacked out for those 9 minutes. Those 3-minute rounds, I 100% blacked out. Where now, coming out of the cage, I can tell you probably everything that just happened. And I'm very aware of like what's going on, things that are being said, thoughts that are going through my head. I'm very aware of the moments now because of that. And I feel like, I guess that's the comfortability, but it really depends on the opponent on my nervousness. But I think I've just become very comfortable with being in the cage now where it's like, literally, and even when I first got into the UFC, I had that kind of like blackout feeling anytime I was on my feet. Once I hit the floor, I could tell you what happened. Once we were doing jiu-jitsu, I was calm and I could tell you everything that happened on the ground. But on the feet, I 100% like just couldn't tell you a single thing that happened, just went off my body's reaction. And like, I feel like I was just not present in those moments.
That's wild.
I feel that deep in my soul. Striking is scary, guys.
No, it's just in my last probably 4 or 5 fights. I feel like I've really gotten to the point where like leaving a fight, I can tell you like, oh, I did this on the feet too. I did this on the feet. I remember things striking wise because I'm just starting to be able to calm down and get comfortable. And it's like, I had 11 amateur fights. I had 5 pro fights outside of the UFC. This next one will be my 19th in the UFC. I'm like over 30 fights experience, and I'm just starting to get to the point where I'm like, okay, things are like really slowing down now.
That's so crazy. That is awesome. Have you talked to Dean Thomas in the last 2 or 3 days about Sean Brady's performance?
Yeah, he said that he hasn't went back and watched it yet, but overall he's very happy with the performance.
Yeah.
My first thought, I'm like, do you have any takeaway, like anything that you think he did wrong? Like that's all I want to hear is what Dean thought he did wrong. And initially he had nothing to say. He felt like he pressured him well. His takedowns were all time well. He punched when he needed to punch, went for submissions when he needed to go for submissions. And he just overall approved of the performance, which I don't think it's hard to see in that. It was a beautiful performance by Sean Brady.
I don't remember, and I know he was the betting favorite, but still Leon, 0-2, London, he was still ranked 1 or 2, like, doesn't get more 50-42. You know what I mean? I know he ended the fight, but like after watching that fight for 1 minute, you're like, oh, Sean Brady is in cruise control. Like can't lose this fight. Like I'm very happy. I don't know if you heard it beforehand or saw it yet. Like they ranked Sean Brady #1 in the welterweight division. I love that. Like, no offense to Shavkat, but like he's coming off of a close win against Ian Gary. Now he's hurt, not fighting. Sean Brady just demolished Leon Edwards. Like, I love how they gave Sean that spot.
No, I do love that spot, and I think it's very deserving. I saw an interesting call out today. Joaquin Buckley was calling out Sean Brady. I'm like, I kind of like that
I would
matchup.
love that fight.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm like, I would like to see that happen. I think that's a very interesting matchup. That's a contender fight to make.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. But and then part of me is that's why I don't want to see that fight, because you don't want to lose a contender in a division that's as exciting as welterweight is right now, which is why I think the Buckley-Usman matchup makes more sense. But gosh, do I want to see that fight just as a fan.
I think that's the best fight in the welter. Like, that would be the most fight I'm intrigued about in the welterweight division. Even over a championship fight with Bilal and Brady, Ian Gary, who's like the high, like the darling of the division. Shavkat's this mystery guy. Give me Buckley versus Brady right now. Insane.
No, exactly. I'm like, I think that's the matchup to make. That's the matchup that, like you said, it's like the two up and comers, the two people that I feel like are going to be in title contention soon. And obviously Brady taking the #1 spot should be, I don't know, with whatever's happening with the division. I don't know, Islam moving up, things like that. With the title fight already coming into contention, it's like, does Brady just want to wait for the shot at the title, or does he want to take an opportunity at another fight? Which obviously, like, they're talking about the Usman Buckley as well, which I'm like, either one of those, honestly, I'm excited to watch. If maybe Buckley gets the Usman win, Brady's on the bench for a while, and we still get that Buckley and Brady fight.
Yeah.
SG is saying, like, this is kind of what I was thinking too. Like, if Shavkat says he's going to be healthy in June or July, Bilal's not going to be ready yet if he beats JDM. Maybe Shavkat and Brady this summer as a title eliminator, and or as like a #1 contender for after Islam, because we all agree, regardless of what we think should happen, Islam's probably getting an immediate title shot if he goes up to 170. So
100%.
especially if they want that Islam fight to happen, tie up Buckley with Usman and Shavkat with Brady, and then Gary with Leon. And then at the end of that whole debacle, you have a lot of contenders.
That's insane. Like, I don't ever remember the welterweight division being this deep.
No way. This is the best season for 170 right now.
That's insane.
No, I just want to know why the UFC hasn't signed Elle as the matchmaker yet.
Wow.
I'm just saying, Sean and Mick are busy guys. They got a lot of fighters on their roster. Like, call me. Oh, no. This came out. Oof.
Should we click on it?
It's news. We'll touch on it. This is happened years ago, guys. Like the betting scandal that happened with James Krause. Melina has been suspended for quite some time.
3 years.
So suspended for 3 more. Is it including the time that he's already spent suspended? Because he's already been suspended for like at least almost 2 years, if not
like it, right?
2 years. Yeah, and it's been at least 2 years since he's fought. So maybe if it's just 1 year left, Melina can probably have,
What I read said that it was considering time served, and he was supposed to come back. I believe it's November, what I read earlier. So, I think the end of his time should be coming up this year anyway.
That's good. That's awesome for Jeff Molina. I think he's a young kid, maybe got tied up. I don't know what happened, but he's got a lot of talent, and the flyweight division obviously always needs new talent. So hopefully, that'll get resolved and he'll be back this year. So
crazy. Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know that had, I knew that their hearing was coming up, but I didn't know if it was finalized yet.
One thing they just dropped too, the UFC just dropped the poster. I think it's like in 2 weeks. I think it's the week before the UFC pay-per-view. I think is that Josh Emmett versus the Ron Murphy. Like, how good is like Yeah, it's a great fight. Like Ron Murphy is so underrated. No one ever talks about him. Like I've never heard him on any show or any.
I talk about Ron Murphy. I love that dude. Sorry, Dave. Carry on.
Honestly, his last fight, he was given a main event at the Apex, and I was thinking when I first saw it, I was like, "Who is this guy?" And then after watching that fight, though, honestly, like 100% became a fan.
Yeah.
Absolute technician on the feet. Super excited to watch. I'm siding with him a little bit on this one against Josh Emmett.
Me too.
Same.
Like
I think he's a hard guy to beat. He's so complete.
And you guys are probably way better of understanding this than me. And this is just a casual I think. Josh Emmett is so good at like that one shot, like the one power shot. And to me, the older you get, like I think you lose 1/4 of a second off that shot. So if you nail it, it's not as clean, or you miss Ilya's off the line. Like, does that make sense at all? I just think the older those guys get, like Derek Lewis and Josh Emmett, yeah, you can always get that shot for sure. I just think it's harder for those guys to keep doing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think that's not a casual take at all. I think what fighters lose as they get older is their reaction time.
Right.
It's not just the overall speed, but it's like
a count.
Especially if you're a counter striker,
Yes.
And if you're explosive like Josh Emmett, I do think that's what starts to go first. Did somebody say that Edson worked? Like, Edson's my friend. Lerone Murphy, won that fight decisively. Yeah. What fight were you watching? I love Edson. He's a wonderful fighter and a wonderful guy, but Lerone was a monster in that fight.
How does Edson Barbosa get older in age but keep on adding abs? How is that?
He literally doesn't age.
Yeah.
Like, he has to look the same as he did when you trained at ATT, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. No, and even like
change. That's it.
Even with like the bigger weight cut, I'm like, you would think like that would slow you down, do something to you. I'm like, nothing phases that man.
Dude, no. Father Time is undefeated except against Edson Barbosa. Like, I'll just sit and like watch him hit the bag. He's he's a freaking artist, guys. Like, crazy. Artist.
Crazy. Real quick, G, we did a fun thing earlier. L picked 3 pretty spot on names. I picked the exact 3. I'm going to show you a list of 10 world champions, like 10 all-time greats, 10 GOATs. 3 of them you need to take off this list. They're all great. We're not saying one's better, but you have to take off 3. Are you ready?
Okay.
What 3 out of this list? And you have Khabib Nurmagomedov, George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva, John Jones, Stipe Miocic, Alexander Volkanovski, Dominic Cruz, Mighty Mouse Demetrius Johnson, the greatest female fighter in the history of the sport, Amanda Nunes, and Valentina Shevchenko. What 3 is off your list, G?
So I don't think Stipe is up there.
We agree. All right, 1 for 1.
I don't know who your 3rd one is. I would say I don't think Dominic either.
We agree. 2 for 2.
That's what I'm saying. Your 3rd one is the only one that's kind of throwing me off.
It's tough.
I think you'll agree when you hear ours, but I'll let you pick your 3rd.
Yeah, the 3rd one's the only one I'm debating on. I don't know. I don't know. I have a hard time calling this one for 3rd.
All right. Well, you nailed 2. And not that. It's a preference thing for sure. We picked Valentina Shevchenko.
That was going to be the 3rd I was thinking of. I was like, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to take anything away from her because she has had the belt since the beginning of the 125-pound division, aside from like Alexa took it from her for 1 fight and she took it right back. I'm like, I don't feel like I don't want to take anything away from her, but she also hasn't fought the best of competition in those fights.
I agree. Yeah. And I know this is going to sound bad. It's just my opinion. I think that Alexa Grasso loss will look worse the further we keep going.
I think it's not going to age very well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think Grasso is going to bounce back and be a world champion again and have top 3 wins. I think from here on out, I think she'll be like a 50-50 fighter.
And I definitely think that her win was more like she took advantage of the opportunity that was in front of her. And it's a crazy sport and things happen. I don't think that it was necessarily she was the better fighter. So I do see that point of view. Like it's like, you know, you see it at heavyweight all the time. A guy just throws his hand and catches a punch, and it's like he's not the better fighter, but he just happened to land a punch.
Right.
It was kind of one of those scenarios where Valentina made a mistake and Alexa capitalized on it, and maybe like 9 times out of 10, Valentina wins the fight, and that was the one time that Alexa found her hole. So I can definitely see that, but like it's just the longevity she's had with the
That's
belt
for
at
sure.
125, where it's like I didn't want to completely discount her there.
Yeah.
Nope, for sure, for sure. Coming up in 10 minutes, G, we have, I believe, GOAT teammate of yours, Shahzaib Rind, coming on the show.
Yes, Shahzaib, yeah.
Shahzaib.
They've said it 3 different ways today.
Dude.
The first time you said it to me, the way you spelled it, I couldn't even find him on Google.
Shahzaib? Shahzaib?
Yeah, Shahzaib.
Shahzaib. All right. I'm writing this down. Shahzaib. And then I was going to give you, I saw even on your IG stories a couple of days ago, how great was CJ Brand over the weekend?
CJ was absolutely amazing. Took that fight on 4 days' notice, went in there, and it looked like he had a full training camp, just like walked through the guy. I don't think he took a single punch. He was in the gym on Monday, back to like sparring, doing whatever, moving around. He is an absolute dog. And then Shahzaib's actually going to be defending his belt, I believe, the day before I fight. So he's fighting on Friday, and I'll be fighting on the Saturday, May 2nd and May 3rd.
So cool. So cool. Did you think about going to that event down there in South Florida, G?
The
one that CJ fought at, the Dirty Boxing?
Oh, I don't leave my house. So
okay.
I was going to text you and see, and I was like, she doesn't go places. That's not a thing.
Exactly.
You know, I just didn't know some of those people are, you know, maybe not anymore the biggest G fans. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Maybe. But I just think
like,
CJ, to me.
What happened?
I don't even know.
Weren't you under the FRM umbrella at one time and not?
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I'm told, I'm heard, I that maybe they hold grudges for a little bit. I don't.
Well, I don't know. I've also had them in my inbox within the last year, so they're not holding a grudge to.
Whoa! Hey! Whoa!
Now you can use your breaking news.
Whoa! Wait! Breaking news! People in Gillian Robertson's inbox.
From sliding into Gillian.
We had breaking news earlier with Dakota Ditcheva, G.
It wasn't breaking.
Big news.
Got to use the cool button though.
I need like a little red thing.
If you have some time, go back and watch earlier.
Don't. It was.
Don't do it.
I feel like we've been live. I think Elle and I have been live for like 5 straight days. It feels like my brain is rotted.
It's getting
hair's
weird.
gone. Crazy. All right, Gee, we're Brandon Moreno wins this weekend. Beats Usyk.
Yeah, I think he does. I think it's a pretty solid win for him. I'm really looking forward to the Joe Pyfer Kelvin Gastelum fight.
Let me push this button for you.
I think that's going to be a super.
This whole card is.
This card is awesome.
Oh yeah. The only thing is it's Mexico City, right?
Yes.
Like, the elevation always plays into it for some people. I'm like, you have to have the ability to be able to go out there at least a month early otherwise. And it's just, it's not possible for everybody. And it's definitely something that you got to take into account in these fight nights.
That's why this co-main event though is going to be amazing because Drew Dober and Manuel Torres do not get tired.
I thought that I'm gonna pronounce his name wrong because I do it every time. C-Rod and
Costa,
Milky.
Milky.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think that should be a prelim fight. I was surprised that was done there.
That's a killer fight.
I know that was one I definitely thought deserved a main card spot.
Man, Costa has been busy. I feel like he just fought.
Just got that guillotine over Andre Fili. It felt like a month or two ago.
He's a massive featherweight too. Like he's a big dude. He cuts a lot of weight.
That's actually good input L for like on the betting lines. It's hard for to make that cut, win, and then make that cut again. I would assume after you win, big stoppage, you're going out and get some ice cream afterwards. You're hanging with the boys. You know what I mean? Like, just throwing it out there. Wow, I didn't know Grant Dawson's son is fighting on this card. Jesus. All right, I've stopped. I'm sorry.
I was like, ooh. I was like, oh, Garcia. Oh, that was supposed to be Neto too. Neto was supposed to fight Rafa Garcia on this card, and he got hurt. So now it's Vince Pichel. It's actually going to be a very fun fight, to be honest.
Yeah.
Pichel is never
Godinez, always fun.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
I want Lupi Godinez, C-Rod, Joe Pfeiffer. We didn't even say Rojas Jr., who was like the biggest star of Noche like 2 years ago. The co-main event and then the main event. Dude, I love this card. This card's sick.
Like, just got to hope it holds up. We had a good card 2 weeks ago. Last week I had high hopes for it and was let down. So I'm sitting over here, fingers crossed. Like, we got to have another good one.
Very true. All right, I was going to let you run, but a good question. SG has been the best comment person of this day. She goes, who is G's dream opponent?
Well, I guess ideally Weili Zhang, you know, like that would be the dream right now. I guess, yeah, no, that still stands for like overall. I think that I think I have a trajectory that I see on the way up there. So I think we get Marina and then start looking top 5, and then that should be a fight that's happening soon.
I love it, dude. What you submitting Weili Zhang, UFC 339, 340, co-main event of a pay-per-view. Underneath the main event is Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Marab, the trilogy. Insane.
Sometime next year it's happening.
I love it. Well, I'm excited, guys. UFC Iowa is coming around the corner. Stacked card as well. The people's main event, the real main event, Gillian the Savage Robertson versus Marina Rodriguez. G, appreciate you like always. We will talk to you soon.
I'll see you guys
later. Bye. Gillian the Savage Robertson. What a stud.
That is crazy. They announced, I saw this. This announced Costa's fight the next week after he beat Feely. He was right back in there. Ooh.
Yeah.
Quite hidden buttons on me. Throwing me off. Somebody had a question earlier. Here we go. About ATT. That was a really good question. But then we were talking about other stuff and I didn't want to change. It's like gone now. Oh, here it is. Actually, two people asked the same question.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
No, can you answer this question? I'll be back in 1 minute.
Yeah, do your thing. I'll talk to the people. Is there any social tension between fighters in the same division at ATT? And then Jake said, what happens in a big gym like ATT if 2 fighters in a match? So basically the same question. I don't think there's social tension. That's what makes ATT so good. Like, that's why the lightweights are all freaking killers, because they get to train with the best lightweights in the world. Obviously, it can like cause problems in the division where I'm sure Sean Shelby would prefer if he could match Gamrot and Grant up right now, but they're teammates and they train together consistently. So they're not going to fight each other unless it's for like a title. You know, I think Moicano agrees is like, he doesn't want to fight his teammates if he can help it, you know? So I think the gym does a really good job of handling it. It's really been, the fighters do a good job of handling it on their own, but also when it does have to happen, I know like Andre and was it Nascimento fought each other or Pizarro? Andre fought one of the other heavyweights at the gym and they did a really, really good job. You know, they set up their training at different times. They wrap the cage, you know, so people aren't watching other people's sparring sessions, things like that. But I think there's a lot of respect within the gym in that scenario where it's like, okay, you know, like we're fighting each other. It's a job. Sometimes it happens. Like they did a really good job of it when Arman and Neto were fighting each other, stuff like that. It's just, you just work your schedules around each other. And there's so many coaches at ATT too, that you really don't run into like most people have like, oh, I like to work with this coach. I like to work with this coach. And you have such a variety, you'll still have a full coaching staff, even if you're fighting a teammate. But it doesn't happen often. And the gym definitely doesn't prefer it, but it's happened before. I think they do a really professional job dealing with it. I was never at ATT while Colby was there. So I don't know. Grant and I moved to Florida like 3 years ago, I think. So yeah, I missed that whole era and debacle. I wasn't there when he got booted or anything like that. So, but yeah, that's all. We have our next guest popping into the green room. I'm going to give Dave a minute to run back from the bathroom, and then we will bring him on for you guys. I do not speak Spanish. I'm sorry, but I hope it was nice. Let's see. Dober and Torres is a sick fight. This is probably the fight I'm the most excited for on UFC Mexico City. Both guys are going to stand in the pocket and throw. They both have crazy power. They're both explosive. They both have killer cardio. They both train at altitude. I think it's going to be really fun. But I will scroll through and make sure we didn't miss anything in the comment section while we're waiting for Dave. Edson and Aldo managed to get more shredded. I agree. Oh, Andrew, I'm from Lee Summit. I'm from that area. Grant and I lived there for many years. You know what? I might just go ahead and bring our guest on because I don't want to make him sit while we're waiting for Dave. We'll just do it. All right. So we are, I just want to welcome a guy who is fighting for the Karate Combat, going to defend his title here coming up pretty soon in May 2nd. So let me bring Shahzaib on. Hello. Oh, can I take Dave off? Sorry. Dave left me. Hi, Shahzaib.
Hi,
Really nice to
how
meet
are
you.
you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the show.
Of course. Dave will come on. He'll hop back in and join us momentarily. He needed a bathroom break. We've been live for like all day. Oh, there he is. He's coming back to join us. We'll bring him back on. Dave.
What a stud. So I don't know if you remember this. I post-fight interview with you when you did Game Bred Bare Knuckle.
Yeah, I remember you after my first bare knuckle MMA fight.
Yeah, my man. Been a massive fan of you ever since. It's I've been loving watching your ascension. It's been pretty amazing.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but Game Bred Bare Knuckle, was that your only MMA fight?
Yeah, it was my bare knuckle MMA first fight. It's my MMA first fight. I never fought in MMA, so I just fought directly to bare knuckle MMA. It was a great experience.
You liked it? You think you'll ever go back to no gloves?
It was an amazing experience. It was very, a lot of pressure for me because I never fought in MMA and the new rule set, and then you are fighting the most dangerous sports in the world and without the gloves, so it's even more harder. So it was a lot, like very big experience for me, and then it changed my game.
I love hearing that. Like I guess my first question, I'm sorry I missed the very beginning. Like 5 years ago, there wasn't a Karate Combat. Like when you got into this era or this genre, did you have a dream or a mission or a statement that you wanted to do? And it's wild in 2025, Karate Combat. To me, you're one of, if not the face of the, of the promotion. It's pretty wild what you're doing now in 2025 in this kind of combat sports genre.
When I came here to America, it was my dream to become a world champion in martial arts. I always had this dream, and then I'm from Pakistan, and we don't have much like world champions in martial arts. So it was just not just for me; it was for my people, and then for my whole country. So it was a lot of pressure on me, but I came here. I started working hard every single day. I was like, this is last moment of my training, so I put everything on the training, and then it's like 2 years. I became two-time world champion, and I've been undefeated record. I've been fought in bare knuckle, like different experiences, karate combat. So yeah, it's like always my dream, and it's never gonna stop. It's just the beginning.
Yeah.
You spoke about all these different disciplines and whatnot that you fought in. I have to ask, what was it like fighting in one in the cage, having like these little gloves Muay Thai? It's one of me personally, it's one of my favorite disciplines to watch is these guys fighting Muay Thai in tiny gloves, and it's incredibly exciting to watch. What was that experience like just overall?
Yeah, like karate combat. When I step into karate combat, it's different environment, different experience. You have the small gloves, and then you are fighting in world's most elite strikers, and then you have a complete rule set. You're fighting in the pit, and then you have like small gloves and a ground and pound. It was like very different experience for me, and for me because I play sanda, I'm a sanda fighter. We do it's like like compared to my style, we do kickboxing and then we have takedowns as well. So it was like my game. I always wanted some type of like this sports in which we have like ground and then striking too. So when I found karate combat, it was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is my place. This will be my home. So I came here. I fought first time to get the experience because I never fought in something like that, like a pit. So it was a great experience. I learned a lot of things from the pit because the pit is different. If you fight in the cage, you have the cage, holding you. You can take like get out from there. You can just like hold there. But pit is different. When your back is against the pit, you can't you don't have anywhere to go. And then the opponent he's gonna smash you because he has a lot of power on you, and then you don't have any balance, you don't have anything, this like you can't run from it, so you have to be like always a pressure fighter.
I love it. How vital has been Goat, Miss Laura, President Awesome for you and just your ascension and your career moving forward?
They have been a very big role. They play a very big role in my career because when I came here, first I was in Pakistan. I had no idea like how to come here. So Laura, she is my manager. She helped me a lot, and especially from this part of the world, your visa, everything is so difficult. A lot
Yeah.
of people don't understand this, but we face those issues. We have a lot of issues. If I want to fight somewhere, if I am fighting in like for suppose in Dubai or anywhere, I have to go through a lot of process. I have to go through like visa stuff and documenting and everything. So yeah, it was a very big a lot of pressure on us. So she brought me here, and then Asim, he's my head coach. He helped me a lot with my transitioning to this sports, and I'm training in MMA as well. We have world champions like one of the top guys in Goatshed Academy, UFC fighters. They come to us and they finish their training camps in our gym. Like Gillian, she's the top 10 in UFC. She's from Goatshed. So we have a bunch of fighters from Goatshed. So it was Asim helped me a lot to convert my style into MMA and then a karate combat style. So karate combat and MMA style is very similar. You just
Yeah.
don't in karate combat you can ground and pound until your opponent is done. And in MMA, you just it's the difference is just only the chokes. In karate combat, we are more like striking.
Right.
We yeah we focus on strike. So yeah, it was a big role from them. They brought me here, and I'm living the dream.
That's true. Like I'm when you fight for Karate Combat, it's must see TV. Always very entertaining. You always bring the action. Is that are you 100% dead set on like, hey, I'm the the poster boy for Karate Combat champion, everything moving forward? Are you happy you just keep on fighting under the great Karate Combat banner?
Yes, when I fought in Karate Combat, it was my first fight in Karate Combat, and then I'm the first Pakistani fighter representing my country, my people, and then the fight blew up. It was
Yeah, yeah.
everywhere. It was on magazines, it was on the TV channels, and everywhere. Like every news, you scroll down TikTok, you just see like me. Everyone is posting my highlights. So it was big thing for me, and I brought a lot of eyes to Karate Combat from Middle East part of the world. Like all the people, they just watch Karate Combat. They started watching Karate Combat, because of me, and now they are used to it. They watch all the fights. So yeah, Karate Combat is a great platform. It gives me like made my name and give me a lot of motivation to do something bigger. And after I won my world title, so it was a like dream come true and biggest dream of my life. And then I didn't realize it's gonna be huge when I came back from to changing room. I opened my phone and it was like notifications like popping up. My phone was
Yeah.
like dang, 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 dang. It was like just popping up. And then I got like calls from Prime Minister, President. I met with the President of Pakistan and then Chief Army Staff, all the politicians. I was just when I went back to Pakistan, I was just flying from one state to another state to meet this guy,
Wow.
this guy. So it was huge. When I got into airport, I see like the traffics were jam. People were like waiting on the traffics for hours to just come just to give me reception. So there was a lot of media. All the media was there, and it was like just dream. You can only imagine it.
Uh, Amazing. Like, would you want to fight in Pakistan? Like, can you bring karate combat one day to Pakistan?
Yeah, why not? If we bring karate combat to Pakistan, it's gonna be huge, and then
Yeah.
the crowd, you won't have a seats to sit, so it's gonna be like biggest fight in karate combat history.
Wow.
So that's my plan. That's my plan. I'm bringing more eyes to Pakistan. So hopefully we can make it happen in Pakistan. So everyone in Pakistan, like president, prime minister, they want to do it in Pakistan.
Wow.
They want the karate combat. So hopefully we can do something in Pakistan as well.
So this is not the first time that you have been set to fight Luis Rocha, correct? So this was supposed to happen. Obviously, you were still healthy because you fought on that same day against Bruno, and won your belt, obviously. So what happened the first time around that ended with that fight getting scratched?
So yeah, I was supposed to fight him after my fight in India. Like when I won my fight against India, it was in last year April. So after that, we were supposed to fight because I was top contender for the division, like lightweight world title. So we were supposed to fight. Then the fight happened for the Singapore card, September. So I was in training camp, and then my coach told me it was I think 4 weeks, 3 weeks out from the fight. So my coach told me he broke he tear his knee or something happened. He had injury. I thought okay, maybe because it's fighting game, everything happened, is part of the game. So I said okay. Then I fought for the interim world title with the number one ranked division, like number one ranked fighter, Bruno. So after that, I won my world title. Then I had to unify the world titles. We were supposed to fight in January. Maybe no, we were supposed to fight in December. So after everything was like the management approached him like karate combat, and he didn't want to fight in December too. So we said, okay, if you don't want to fight in December, let's fight in February. He said in the beginning he said yes, but after a few times he said no, I can't fight because in February it's gonna be elevation. I don't want to fight in elevation. Then we were supposed to fight in January, but then in January he made another excuse. He said, "I have a son, he has a newborn son." So he said, "So I'm gonna be like taking care of my family and everything." So he was like just running away from me all the time. So finally now he hasn't defended his title. I think maybe for 2 years.
Wow.
So yeah, so I fought for the other guy, Edgar Scrivers. He's three-time world champion in karate combat, and he's like pound for pound number one fighter in karate combat. So that's why I fought him in January for the world title. So I defended my world title, and now we are supposed to fight in May 2nd. Hopefully, he will not pull out this time.
So yeah,
Good.
no
For
more
sure.
excuses. You're ready. You're ready
Now
to
there
settle
is now there is no more excuses because if for the fighters, like we go through training camps, we spend a lot of money. We spend like
Yeah.
we have to like for every camp like spend a lot of money, and There's like a whole complete training camp, so you can't just pull out. If you don't want to fight, just say it. I'm a bitch. I can't fight you. So that's it. Don't pull out like for stupid reasons.
Right, right. The last thing I got for you, my man, I saw a couple days ago, I think on your social media that you reached 100,000 followers on YouTube.
Yes,
Yeah,
I got
please tell us
my
about that.
Yeah, I got my YouTube silver button, and yeah, that was like a good milestone. I started like making some vlogs. I was not active on YouTube, but people told me like my fans they were forcing me. We want to see you. We want to see all your daily life routines. So then I started making YouTube vlogs. So I make like part. I'm not like a complete. So sometimes I make. So I got like 100K subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I got the silver button.
That's amazing. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing.
Sorry. I do want to ask you one more question about your opponent. So correct me if I'm wrong, he went down in weight, right, for his last fight to try
Yeah.
and get that bantamweight title, and now he's back at lightweight fighting you here. He got knocked out in his last fight. Does it bother you? Do you like that he's coming off of this loss? How do you view that overall? And seeing like he got knocked out in his last fight, correct? You have a lot of finishes here in the pit. What are you seeing with this matchup and him coming off this knockout loss that sees you getting your hand raised?
So that's why he went to fights in lightweight division, right? 150. So he went to the lower division because he didn't want to fight me. So a lot of the guys in my division they are running from the division just to avoid me. So it didn't work out for him. He went down and he lost a lot of weight. He got knocked out by the lower class champion. So it didn't work out for him. So he know like I'm a different kind of a fighter. I'm gonna be like just go there. I don't like I'm not fighting for just to win. I'm fighting to show people, like show the fans. And if I step in the pit, I just throw everything. I don't like think about winning. Winning is gonna be the part of it. I know I'm gonna win, but I want to like dominate. I want to like knock out my opponents. I want to dominate. I want to like control every second of the fight. So that's what everyone is scared. And I have good length. I'm tall, and then I'm in my weight division. I'm good. I have a lot of power, and I throw everything with the 100% power. I don't care like I get tired or whatever. I don't get tired. I have a gas tank, like big gas tank. So I never get tired. I throw everything with 100% power. So that's why everyone is scared of me in this division.
The man, the
And
champ.
when they see the power, they start running away in the pit. They don't want to fight me.
I love it.
I
Hey,
can feel it.
like I said, I remember your fight like it was yesterday, Game Bred Bare Knuckle, and it was so cool to interview you inside the ring. And ever since then, I remember Awesome was telling me about you beforehand, and then you won that one, and then I just kept on following your career, just win, championship, and everything you do on socials. Massive fan of you. So happy for your recent success, and can't wait to watch you back in the pit.
Yeah, thank you so much. So you guys should like come to the fight, and that's gonna be the biggest fight of karate combat history because we have three world titles on the line. Tyrone Spong and
Stand
Sam
out.
Alvey is gonna be fighting for the heavyweight title, and I'm gonna be fighting for the world title unification in lightweight division, and then Eileen Perez, she's fighting for the world title as well. So we have.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
Alex Pereira's sister, Eileen Perez, so she's fighting for the world title as well. So we have
wow.
three world titles on the line, and most stake card in the karate combat division. We have all the like best fighters in the world are competing in this card, and it's gonna be like biggest card of karate combat. But every fight is gonna be the champions, the future
Right.
champions.
Is this one going to be in Florida, Dave, or
No, Dubai.
No, it's
yeah?
gonna be in Dubai.
Yeah,
So
May
far,
Dubai.
2nd in Dubai.
Can Awesome hey, 2 plane tickets? Well,
yeah. Tell him to fly us out.
Yeah, you guys should
We'll be
come.
your
Yeah.
I would
media.
love to. I would love to. I would love to. Like I said, massive fan. Dubai karate combat, big championship fights on the line. Shahzaib, appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thank you so much for having me. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. The champ, karate combat. There we go. Dude,
Love
did you
it.
see this?
Artem has declined his offer.
So remember, he fought a Contender Series 1. Remember, Poatan wanted him.
Oh,
He declined it because the contract was saying he was just on Ariel Helwani was so low. He's back in glory fighting for the championship.
I mean, that's UFC starting pay. Yeah.
Dude,
They don't.
that's
Here's the
cheap.
thing about the UFC. The UFC doesn't need anybody. They don't
SG,
need
like
him.
we gotta. I'm telling you, message us. I don't know, guy, girl, young, old, don't care, don't any color. We don't care. We might be part of the show. You'll be breaking. I'll break
They
news.
will just do the sound effects, and you can break news. Wow.
Crazy. You want to go to Dubai?
Yeah. If you're a fan, yeah. Heck yeah, I'll go to Dubai.
That'd be pretty cool.
This is a good question from Sean earlier. Gable Steveson. I did watch the finals match. By the way, DC killing it on the mic. I thought he was hilarious on commentary with Jordan Burroughs. Loved that pair. But I did watch NCAA finals. I did go back and watch it. And a lot of people are saying Gable Steveson was spending a little bit too much time on side quests over the last year or so. And that he lost a step at the finals, or it just gave the other guys time to close the gap, you know? Maybe Gable Steveson has lost his passion for wrestling and is thinking about heading to MMA, which at heavyweight, I love this. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, can he do well? Of course he can do well. Like, the dude is an absolute monster. He's a superb athlete and an incredible wrestler. Especially if he goes out and trains with John Jones for a while. Like, this guy can be an animal at heavyweight. I try and tell football players all the time. Like, when I meet like NFL players that are down at my PT place for the combine, because that just randomly happens. I'll be at PT and these like 300-pound dudes will walk by. Oh, I'm like trying to recruit to the sport of MMA. Obviously, they'd have to take a massive pay cut, so I don't know why they do that. But dude, he was literally to the NFL. I believe it.
It is what it is. Like I actually know I like Gable, but yeah, he was in WrestleMania. He was in part of the Buffalo Bills team. Like, when you are doing so many different stuff, of course, your main thing will lessen.
Yeah.
He was second place. It's not like he lessened really bad in that match. I guess was really great.
He was winning till the end. Like, it was literally like a 15-20 second increment where that match was won. Dude, I loved this. This was so funny. DC's like, he loves his girlfriend so much.
I know.
They're so cute, by the way. They have like a whole TikTok about how he's really short and she's not, and it's adorable.
Last two
crack
packs.
the last two car packs. Let's go. We got 8 minutes.
7 minutes. I'm not.
We got 7 minutes. I have to pee, so let's do it. Let's crank these 7 minutes.
If you want to go,
no, it's okay. Let's do it. We got to give the people a full 2-hour show.
Wow, dude, these cards are so cool.
All right, let's go.
This guy, I texted your husband. I didn't know he trained at American Top Team. I felt so lost. He was just in a picture with your husband.
Like today?
No, it was like 3-4 days ago. The fight of 2024.
Oh, Rembetsky.
Yeah, I did not know that.
You didn't know he was at ACT?
No.
So many lightweights.
Yeah, it's sick. Gillian Robertson's dream opponent.
Whaley Zhang.
Look at this card, Al.
We finally have it. That is sick.
Dude.
These are
All
really
these cards
cool.
are yours. This guy lost to Diego Lopez in his last fight.
Brian Ortega.
Oh, man, my hints.
They're getting better. They've improved.
All right, here we go. Last pack, Al. Can we get a signed card by Dakota Ditcheva? Can this happen?
That's how the UFC announces that they've signed her. They start slipping her cards in UFC packs.
Wow, the worst pack out of them all.
Aw.
This guy, I honestly don't even know who he is. It's like a special card, too. It's a refractor. Do you know who Gabriel Miranda is?
Yeah. He's on the UFC Mexico card.
Oh, yeah.
We need to do this where I give you the hints.
I would love it. This guy just won a main event of a UFC fight night by defeating an American Top Team fighter.
Just won. I'm sorry, say that one more time.
This man just won a main event of a UFC fight night by
oh my god, brain fart. The guy that literally just fought Roman Dolidze. Wow. I was like the guy that just fought Marvin.
this fighter. I've been bad mouthing for the last hour. A female. She was a champion. Don't think she's gonna have a great 25 and 26.
Alexa Grasso.
Yeah. Look at the belt. I'll
That's
try to be
sick.
so off on that. Last one. This man will be fighting in the summer. Maybe against a diamond. I don't know.
Max Holloway.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. Guys, I got nothing left.
Are we stopping 5 minutes early?
Yeah, I think so. I think we did it. Guys, I got a haircut today. L. Dawson's been giving great content. I'm telling you guys, please sub the YouTube channel, Ryan Gerald, multiple episodes of UFC fighters on this Mexico City card. Great interview with L and Jonathan with Sean O'Connell, the voice of the PFL. Someone just texted me. We might have a big guest next Tuesday of the PFL. We'll see.
No, we won't, Dave, because there is no show next Tuesday because we're going to be at the PFL.
Next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
Wow. Guys, wait. Breaking news. No show next week. We will be live in Orlando, Florida. L. Dawson, Dave Van Auken, PFL. Their season 2025 starts. We'll be there, boots on the ground, doing one-on-one exclusive interviews and being part of the media scrum. Breaking news.
It's going to be great.
And that's
we will be live a bunch that week, though. So you won't miss out, I promise. We will have all sorts of content for you guys. Just no live show like this.
Right. We'll see if UFC fighter Dakota Ditcheva will be live in Orlando, Florida for the PFL.
She's literally never going to hang out with me again because of you guys.
Dude. Dakota knows come on.
Dakota loves Dave. It's true. It's true.
No. All right. Guys, hopefully you had a good show. We had a major guest cancel on us, but we just rolled with the punches. We opened a brand new pack, 2025 Topps Finest. Great cards. We'll send them out. Just message us. Sub the YouTube channel. L. Dawson, you are phenomenal like always. We will see everyone later this weekend, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Later.
Bye, guys.